Guys, I spare no expense. Is Tom Ford behind me? Looking suave and cool? That's right, I hang out with Tom Ford, I know him. Is my shirt causing an interdimensional rift right now because it's colored green? Why would that be? Tom Ford was here, he just had to leave.
It was incredibly hard to leave.
Hey friends, Ash here. Hope that you're doing well. We are talking Tom Ford today, specifically that one right there. Do-overs. That one.
You blew it! You had it all and you blew it!
Yes, that's right. Tom Ford's Eau d'Ombre leather. I finally went ahead and bit the bullet and picked up a bottle. You could say I'm a little bit late to the party, but better late than never. And it was a little bit pricey. Yeah, $135. That is the price that I paid for this little beauty right here, this 50 ml size bottle. You can also get a 100 ml for $200 US. And as of this video, it's not really readily available at discounters. You can find it there at a couple of them, but it's not marked off a huge amount when you can find it. 100 ml, gonna run you about 170 bucks, so $30 off. So this is one that I know a lot of you out there love. Actually, a few of you have hit me up and asked me to pick it up, and now I finally have, so let's talk about it. I'll have it linked in the description below. Feel free to check it out down there. First off though, let's have a look at that presentation. So here we have the box, and as you can see, it is no worse for the wear, even though it bounced off that table a couple times from a nice height. Pretty sturdy. On the front, you have the name of the fragrance, name of the house, size and concentration. It is a 50 ml eau de toilette. You have the TF on top of the box, nothing on the sides. On the back, your ingredient information. And on the bottom, your badge code and your barcode. My badge code, A54. And here we have the bottle. So it's got a nice translucent black color to it. You have a faux leather label on the front there that has the name of the fragrance and name of the house. You have the Tom Ford TF on top of the cap. Sticker on the bottom, which has your badge code as well. The cap has a decent heft to it and it slides into place. It does not click. What do you say that we do a couple sprays? Here we go. Ooh, not bad. I'll have this fragrance linked in the description, guys. Feel free to check it out down there. And the place where you can find it for that whopping $30 discount as of this video is JOMASHOP. But if you want to save a little more than that 30 bucks off, you can use one of these codes that you see on your screen now inside the JOMASHOP app to save a little more. They change every couple months or so, so do keep up with what the newest one is. And then there are different codes at different websites as well, like Fragflex, the perfume box, and more. All right, let's start talking Eau d'Ombre leather. What's the deal here? How does it smell? Well, the first initial reaction a lot of people had with this fragrance when it was first released was, I don't think that's really leathery enough. Now, in case you're unaware with the whole ombre leather line, the ombre leather lore, let me fill you in. So the first ombre leather was titled Ombre Leather 16, and it was actually part of the private blend collection, not the signature collection, which it's part of now. And I actually bought that first one, that private blend Ombre Leather 16. Obviously, it was much more expensive being a private blend, and essentially, if you wanted to really simplify it, it took parts of Tuscan leather, that overall style, that DNA, but smoothed it out a little bit, made it less aggressive, more wearable, more palatable for more people. Then it was discontinued from the private blend line and resurrected not long after and put into the signature collection, which it is still in today. There's also Ombre Leather Parfum, which came out after that one. And that signature collection Ombre Leather was essentially just a rebottling of Ombre Leather 16 and made more affordable, which I was very psyched about. You mean I paid more for this one and then you just put it out there, the same thing, and now it costs less? Huh.
This is business.
This is my sweat!
I know, but I did business.
Shut up!
But still, smells fantastic. Ombre leather, extremely wearable. Like I said, great, great leather scent. Then they came out with Ombre Leather Parfum, and then this one right here. So how close, how similar is Eau d'Ombre leather to the original Ombre leather? Well, really, not a huge amount. So when you first spray this one on, it smells fantastic. My wife loves the stuff, which of course makes it easier on me. It's not great when I have a fragrance that I love and I'm like, hey, check this out. And she goes, it can take the wind out of your sails. So yeah, we first spray this one on, really fizzy, a little bit sugary sweet, vanilla, cardamom, and ginger. You get a good amount of that when you first spray this on. And even though it is kind of fizzy, effervescent, you know, it feels like carbonated in a way, it's also really smooth. So it doesn't wallop you in the face. It's not that type of fragrance where you're like, okay, this opening, you know, it's a little iffy, but just let it dry down. None of that. No, you can spray this on, immediately go in, smells fantastic. That, I realize now that that sounds kind of weird. You can just immediately go right in, dog. Just shove your face right in there. Like, it's a fragrance. What are you talking about? Weird. The way that opening hits, super appealing. And it almost has this like light chocolatey aspect to it at the back of the fragrance. So when you smell it, you at first get that cardamom, that ginger, like I said, that vanilla, but then kind of on the finish, it has a chocolatey aspect that really adds this bit of warmth, a little extra body to the scent, makes it a little more interesting. As it dries down, you get some of that leather that comes out, but truthfully, at the end of the day, this is more of a vanilla fragrance than it is a leather fragrance. So that is the big change, the big difference when you compare this to the other ombre leather releases, the 3 that came before it. So that's including ombre leather 16 and the 3. But all 3 of those were really centered around leather at the end of the day. This one is vanilla with leather playing a supporting role. Now, as this dries down, you get like little wafts, hints of like light smokiness from that leather that kind of weaves in throughout the vanilla. And while it still has little bits of like that sugary sweet aspect, it does make the vanilla feel a little bit deeper, you know, slightly darker vanilla as it dries down. It never goes full like powdery or anything, which I appreciate. And at times as it dries down, again, kind of in the far background, and you have to really catch a big whiff, but it almost has a nutty aspect there. It stays very smooth throughout, has kind of a touch of elegance to the fragrance, and it's one, again, that my wife loves, and pretty much everybody that I've had smell this one really digs it. So it has this kind of magnetic aspect to it, which is not that hard to wrap your head around, because at the end of the day, again, it's a very well done vanilla fragrance with just enough in there to keep it interesting without having it veer off into more challenging territory. And out of the entire ombre leather lineup, this one could be the most overall easy to pull off. And it also has a little bit of a resemblance to Yves Saint Laurent's Baby Cat. Though I would say in comparison to that one, that this one, once again, a little bit easier to pull off. But if you're very familiar with that fragrance and you smell this one, you could pick up some similarities between the two. Now, in terms of overall projection, longevity, for me, the longevity is good. Sticks around for a long time. You can pick it up pretty easily as you move around, but the projection is more moderate. So it's not like a screaming vanilla. It's not super heavy. Like I said, it's got this sugary aspect to it, and it does have some nuance, you know, little bits of smoke and the other things I talked about that pop up, light smoke, but it doesn't scream. It doesn't shout. The projection is not huge. As you move around, you can pick it up, but this is one that is firmly moderate, average, which I guess isn't a huge surprise. It is an eau de toilette at the end of the day. In terms of seasonality, when you would wear this one, fall, winter, early spring, I feel personally daytime or evening, though due to the makeup of the fragrance, leather, vanilla, it is one that I would say more people would probably view as like an evening scent, potential date night kind of fragrance as well. And I view this one as a unisex fragrance. I think ladies could pull this off if they wanted to, but it does lean a little bit more toward the masculine side of things. To me, this is a fragrance that was immediately appealing, very easy to wear. I love vanilla fragrances in general, so for me, that kind of change to it being a little more vanilla forward doesn't really bother me that much. There's a lot to love about this fragrance. Compliment factor, versatility, overall ease of use. The only thing that's a potential drawback here is the price point, but with it being a Tom Ford, everybody already knows it's gonna be expensive because pretty much everything that Tom Ford puts out is toward that upper echelon of designer pricing, whether we're talking fragrances or clothes or literally anything they do. And part of me really wishes that I had picked this up earlier in winter so I could get a little more use out of it before we start to head into spring. But I still got, you know, the rest of January and February right now, so it's okay. So there we go, guys. Tom Ford Eau d'Ombre Leather. Very, very, very good if you like vanilla forward fragrances. And it's one that I feel like most people could very easily pull off and get their money's worth. If you smell that one, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.